both were playing highlight, just that Man City played it better than Chelsea, and Chelsea were missing so many chances. And I didn't understand the substitution of Nicholas Jackson for Nkuku. I understand Nicholas Jackson can be very wasteful, but he stretches the game. He gives Manchester City defenders what to think about, especially with his pace. But when you take him out and bring in Nkuku, who did not offer anything, that is when I can agree with Chelsea fans calling at their manager. Why would you do that? But the only part I disagree with a little bit is that if you had a 3-goal cushion, where Man City have the audacity to still want to probe, if you had a 3-goal cushion, that would have broken at some level. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 1. The result flatters Manchester City a bit. Or is that assessment right? Do you think the result flatters Manchester City a little bit? Let me know in the comment section, because if you watch the game in the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I think first 30 minutes, Chelsea should have been 3 goals up, at least 2 goals up. At least 2 goals up, and you know the debutant defender that made the table for Manchester City youngster was having the baptism of fire in the Premier League, and Chelsea should have taken that advantage and at least 2 goals up, but they found a way to fumble it. Except the second chance that Kopama and in collaboration with Nicholas Jackson found a way to make a mess of that chance. So blaming Maresca alone. Before we get to that part, right? Do that kind of favor, please like the video. If you're new, please subscribe and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Sorry about that. Please like the video, number 1. Please subscribe if you're new here, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell. Now, I'm seeing a lot of Chelsea fans overly react, getting hysterical on the timeline, especially on X. Oh, Maresca should be out. He's taking your team backwards. That's very subjective. I understand. Emotions are high. Emotions are fickle, especially if you've lost the game. You think you should be winning, especially in the first 30 minutes. You should have you have scored 3 goals, at least 2 goals in the first 30 minutes before you allowed Man City back into the game, especially when their defenders were actually shaking and shivering, not figuratively, literally. So you have taken advantage of that. Unfortunately, you did not, and you paid dearly for it. Now, in second half, you can argue Man City were the much better team. They controlled the game. Both teams were playing high line. Let's be fair. Both teams were playing high line. Just that Man City played it better than Chelsea, and Chelsea were missing so many chances. And I didn't understand the substitution of Nicholas Jackson for Nkuku. I understand Nicholas Jackson can be very wasteful, but he stretches the game. He gives Manchester City defenders what to think about, especially with his pace. But when you take him out and bring in Nkuku, who did not offer anything, that is when I can agree with Chelsea fans calling at their manager. Why would you do that? But the only part I disagree with a little bit is that if you had a 3-goal cushion, where Man City have the audacity to still want to probe, if you had a 3-goal cushion, that would have broken to some level the spirit of Manchester City down. But at 1-0, there is always a chance. Even at 2-0, there is a chance. But at least if you score 2 goals, maybe you'll have scored a third one. So I understand that perspective. Now, when it comes to the calamitous behavior of Sanchez today, I understand. See, I'm an Arsenal fan. I understand your pain because we had Ramsdale, a player, a goalkeeper who can be very good in one game, and the next game he can be atrocious rather. So I understand the pain and the anguish some of you are going through, but I think guys are overreacting. My personal opinion, you might disagree with that. I think a lot of you are overreacting regarding this slide down the table. We have 16 more games to go. I think Chelsea can still in top 4. Yes, the result in the last few weeks has not been favorable to your Champions League pursuit, but I still think Chelsea can still make top 4. There's a bit of momentum back for Manchester City, winning comprehensively 3-1 today. Haaland scoring that good goal. Mamouche making his debut. The defender who had a torrid time before he was taken out, even though he recovered as the game went on. The defender for Uzbekistan, if I'm not mistaken, I think played 60 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, had a torrid 30 minutes, which Chelsea should have taken advantage, which they didn't. So it's not all doom and gloom for Chelsea. And for Manchester City fans, you guys have found a bit of form, even though I still think your midfield is still needing a lot of re-engineering. We saw Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, they played well, but in relative time, if they had a more mobile midfield, if you played against a more mobile midfield who was more robust, I think they would have struggled. Chelsea's midfield today looked a bit leggy. Caicedo was not having his best game. Enzo has not been the most athletic of a midfielder, but he looked a bit off today. So the whole Chelsea, apart from the first 30 to 35 minutes, it's like if you watch the last games where Chelsea have led then lost the lead, they always allow the opposition team back into the game. It's like they have this ghost of the first 30 minutes and 5 minutes where they are looking bright, they're looking great, they are passing the ball, they are playing well. If they don't take advantage and secure at least a good 2 or 3 goal gap or score line, it's like they lose their rhythm, they lose their steam, and the opposition team can come in back and sometimes draw the game or win the game. I can say the likes of Manchester City, they are top players, even if they are struggling for form. They are the kind of team that if you do not figuratively kill them in the game, they can come back and hurt you. And that was what Manchester City did in this game, and they won 3-1. So, I thought for a neutral like me, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the end-to-end, both teams playing high line, the rapidness of both teams. So it was a good game for me to enjoy. But looking at socials and gauging the reactions, gauging the opinions of both fan bases rather, a lot of Manchester City fans are not overly excited because they think they've seen this kind of, they have a good result, but they can actually plunge back to drawing or losing games in the next few weeks, because we've seen it in Champions League, we've seen in other games. Man City are not yet back to their brilliant best. They have a bit of purple patches because they're still quality players, but they need to re-engineer. Like I said, their midfield is, for me, very, very weak. And for Chelsea, after spending $1 billion on that squad, they still need to spend more to bring a quality player. They need standard players. Cole Palmer, good player, very, very eccentric, elegant, but he hides a lot. I think the goals and the assists be carrying him, but the overall performance of Cole Palmer is very, very sketchy. And as fans, we have to be very careful how we appraise players, especially if you're a Chelsea fan. Me looking at it from as an Arsenal fan with no malice, no prejudice against Chelsea. I'm a football lover. I'm an Arsenal lover. Cole Palmer is a good player, but he does not have dominant performances. He has spells, right? Moments where he shines and scores. But football, most of the time, goes beyond spells and moments. If you're a star player, you are a quality player, you are that big player that carries your team, it has to go beyond moments and when he scores 1 or 2 goals. So he scores some goals, right? And he disappears, he evaporates. And when a team needs him to dig deep, sometimes you don't see Cole Palmer. That is the argument a lot of us who are not Chelsea fans have against your player. Not that we hate your player. And some of you Chelsea fans are beginning to see that part of the argument too, that sometimes, even though he scores the goals, 1 or 2 assists, is he dominating games? Is he controlling games? Is he standing out when things are tough? When you go 2-1 down, you see Cole Palmer try to carry the team back on his back figuratively. We don't see enough of that in his performances. But scoring those silky goals, yes, here and there, is all good when everything seems nice and is going well. But when it gets sticky and muddy, we don't see Cole Palmer show up and be that guy that takes the team and wears the bag for the team figuratively. We're not seeing a lot of that in his performances. So that would be my analysis on this game. Man City winning 3-1. They deserve their victory, even though Chelsea should have actually rounded off this game in the first 30 minutes. They had all the chances when Manchester City were fidgeting at the back. They had the chance to have taken scored at least 2 goals, but they didn't. They kept it at 1-0, and Manchester City came back and they won the game comprehensively. Let me know, as a Chelsea fan, your feelings regarding this and your slide down the table. I still believe Chelsea will make top 4. I think they have a decent enough team to climb back the table. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section. If you're a Man City fan, are you seeing signs of progress? Are you ecstatic? Are you think your team is back? Let me know in the comment section. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe if you're new here. And do not forget to turn on your notification bell. And I'll see you guys next one. Bye for now.